Aloha, Scott Sylvan Bell coming live from Sacramento, California, February 18th, 2017, 12:40 in the afternoon. Perfect day to talk about sales. And I did a training this week and I had a ton of questions and I made a bunch of notes and this is one of them. And one of the questions was, what does it take for salespeople to make a sell? And I was like, okay, there's a lot to this answer. It's not just a little bit, it's a lot. So the first one is to be coached. There's training involved, there's information. So there's part of this is going to be implementation. They implement what they learn. So it could be that they learn how to tell a story. It could be that they learn how to ask a really good question. It could be that they learned how to give a good demonstration, a product demonstration. So there's presentation skills involved. It could be that they had to deal with objections, right? There's like 4 things right there, but it just keeps going. There's so many things that it takes to make a sell. There's body language. There's tonality of voice, which is like the hidden factor that nobody really talks about. I would also put empathy for the situation of what's going on. So stories, questions, empathy, all this stuff is what it takes to make a sale. There's learning when to be silent. There's learning when to talk. There's learning when to use things like, you don't talk when you don't talk. There's times where you learn how to use your non-filler words like and like somebody asks you a question here, right? There's all these things involved and it takes time and effort. You have to do this real time. It could be that you have a trainer with you. It could be that you have a coach with you. Somebody else is sitting there and then afterwards you're done. Then you get coaching, but all this stuff adds up to like this big giant mathematical formulation. There's probably like 90 things that are in there that lock into like, why do salespeople use to sell? What do salespeople use to sell? There's a whole bunch of stuff. Right? And this is why it's so tough for salespeople to become a closer. You have all these little tiny things that you're adding up. And you might have somebody who gets just focused on this one little tiny thing for months. And then they get focused on this one. And it could be stories. And then it could be questions. And then it could be dealing with objections. There's just all these things combined equal what it takes to close a sale. All right? So there's a lot, there's a ton, but if you got a good coach, you got a good mentor, they're going to take you down a good path. They're going to have a process. They're going to have a plan for you. And what it takes to close a sale is a plan or a process. And if you go into a sales call and you're doing something new every single time and you're not consistent, guess what? You're going to have a lot of challenges because it's going to be tough for you to close because you're not going to know where the objections are coming in. You're not going to know the process. Now, I train heating and air conditioning technicians and my process was developed around getting to 4 different questions from the buyer. I reverse engineered it. So if you have a good training process, chances are really good something similar was done. So I don't know who you're being trained by, I don't know who that you're working with, but if they took their process and reverse engineered it backwards and said, here's where I want people to say, and then here's what I know it's going to do. Now, the guys that I work with that are really good, they kind of laugh because it's like rats in a maze. They already know where their buyer is going to go. They already know what they're going to say. And once they give an objection, they know what the next objection is. They use an objection tree. Okay. So what does it take to close a deal? A lot. It takes a lot of mental capability. It takes a lot of wherewithal because there's a lot of people who quit. There's a lot of people who are like, you know what? This isn't for me. I'm out. And they walk away and they're like, done. All right. So you got to stick with it. It is a challenge. Now, if you could do a small favor for me, in the box down below, leave a comment, question, or story. That'd be fantastic. To the right or to the left, there's a subscribe button. You know what you got to do. You got to subscribe. And then last of all, there's one more thing. You can send it out to all your friends via StumbleUpon, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, why not even LinkedIn. Scott Sylvan Bell. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Aloha.